Anyone? Just try to figure out. Even just yesterday only we had discussed. Yes, last session, what did we discuss in last sessions? Any point, if you feel like you are remembering, any point you can tell. That will be of great help to all of us. Yeah. Discover ultimate genius. That was the third session. Thank you so much, Sunanda Charji. So yesterday we understood that behind every creation there is a creator, behind every artist behind every art there is an artist, right? So ultimately we concluded that there is some great brain behind this wonderful organized creation that's called cosmos, right? So far we understood that we all of us, our real identity is soul, and the knowledge, the real source, the genuine and authentic source of all that knowledge is Vedas. And also we have understood that there is someone creator. Okay, so now today's session is a little more practical session. So in this session we are going to discuss how to break all that difficulties, all that problem what comes in our life and get the lasting solution. So how to get to the lasting solution. And also in the last section of our today's discussion, we are going to discuss about a way, and the practical way by which we can get lasting solution of all the problems of life. So yeah, so now let's go ahead, proceed ahead. And yes, so today's session maybe it could go little more longer. So I request, bear with me. Let's proceed ahead. What is there today for us to discuss? So discover the lasting solution. So this is what we are going to discuss today, by which we can really unveil, just wait, how we can get the unlimited happiness. Yeah. So hopefully you are able to see the slides there. Discover the lasting solution. So modern science offers only a stopgap solution. The purpose of this session 4, is to impress upon us that how there are so many solutions of every problem in the world. Like if you go to solve any problem in the net, you will get some solution. But what type of solutions are they? Are they real solutions? Are they really addressing to the problems of our life? So that we'll see. So we'll see the real problems of life, temporary solutions of the real problems of life that is being given by science and technology, medicine. And also thirdly, we are going to discuss permanent solution, I mean the Vedic wisdom. So there are all three things we are going to discuss. So now let's go ahead. First, problems of life. So in our life, there is problem. I don't think anybody of you have any doubt about it, right? Practically in this age of COVID-19 pandemic, nobody can say that I don't have any problem. Everybody have the fear that again maybe the third wave would come and people will be again we soon going and leaving the body. So there are problems. Once I was in college days, one of my friend used to tell me that, hey, my name was Neeraj before, so he used to tell me that why you are doing some meditation, just enjoy life, man, come on, just enjoy life. So I used to ask him that, are you really enjoying your life? He had so many problems in his life because he was very bad in his studies, and he had so many bad habits, bad drives, and he had a lot of problems. But somehow or other he was telling that no, very coolly he used to say that I don't have any problem. So now at least in this age of coronavirus situation, there is no one found in the world that who can say that I don't have any problem. So there are so many problems in the life. So usually what people, they understand that to be problem of life like this, these all things. So somebody is thinking about, oh, I don't have any good physique. Somebody may think that I have so many family problems. I don't have job. Now these are the really very much difficult problems are coming. People are losing their jobs. There are so many economic crises. I'm not handsome. I got failed in exam. I don't have any girlfriend, or I don't have any boyfriend, isn't it? So I don't know how many of you are having this type of problem, but these are the usually the common types of problem which is actually found. But we can see this could not be the ultimate problems in our life. Why? Because all the problems can be solved for time being. Like somebody is having no physique, he can do some exercise and he can get good physique. Somebody have family problem today, could not be there for tomorrow also, right? So by tomorrow something will get changed. And also all the problems are not always with one person. Somebody is having, maybe somebody is having economic crisis, they don't have money, but it's not that all of us are having economic crisis. So we see these all are actually the problems, but these are actually not the real problems. Maybe somebody got failed in exam, but somebody is top. Maybe Rishav is failed in exam, suppose. I, I don't pray that he get failed in exam, but someday he becomes top. So one day he is failed, so this is temporary problems, and another day he becomes again top. So this way we can understand that these are actually not our real problems of life. In childhood, you could remember in childhood what were our problems. If anybody of you, if you remember in your childhood, you can imagine some of your problems that are still there in your memory. Yeah. If anybody, if you can just share with me, in your childhood, what was your problem? Yeah. Yes. Please write down anything you feel like. If you remember that, what was your problem in your childhood? Usually, what people they have their problems in their childhood. I don't know whether I'm audible to all of you or not, because it is afternoon session and Avinash is telling I have less number of friends. That was the problem. Yeah, but for now, I don't think that problem is still existing with you. Subrata is telling, did not get favorite food when I want. Wow. So you don't get your favorite food. You go to fair and there you ask to your father and mother that, Papa, I like this jalebi, and Papa gives one tight slap. So this is also a problem, right? And some more, if you go down even more, like when we are little more childhood. So what happens? We fight for toys, right? We like to have this toy or that toy. We like to have helicopter, and that was problem. When we go to school, we have such a big problem of getting passed into all semesters, or a different tests. No, it's a small test that happen, class test. My God, it used to be like horrible, and teachers will say that if you don't really do well, then I am going to complain to your parent. And parent, if it comes to parents, then parents will beat us. So this used to be the problem, but nowadays these problems are obsolete. These problems won't exist only. Now a separate sets of problem has come up. So whatever types of problem we had some 2 years before, those problems are not there now. These all types of problems have been gone. Means these are all not actually the problems. So by the passage of time, these problems get solved. But some types of problems are really such types of problems are that there is no solution as time passes, and they are called the real problems of life. So today we are going to discuss what are the real problems of life, and the solutions thereof. So a problem can be considered a real problem when it fulfills the following three criteria. Okay. Babun is saying, what actual definition of handsome? Handsome. So if you have some hands, then you are handsome. If you have two hands, then you are handsome, right? So handsome means someone having good symmetrical face cut. Usually people, they understand. Symmetricity is definition of benchmark of beauty, right? Symmetricity. If somebody having symmetric faces, then people, they understand him to be handsome. But that's also relative. That's also relative. So let's go ahead. So problem can be considered a real problem when it fulfills the following three criteria. It should be common to all, then nobody wants it, and nobody can avoid it. It is common to all. Everybody has to get this problem for sure, and they have these problems. This is the first criteria. Second is nobody wants it. It's not like this problem somebody wants, right? And sometimes we see in crisis period, business people, those who are actually engaging in black marketing, they like this type of crises in which what they do black marketing. So when such crises like pandemics, like wars, different crisis period, so many people, they suffer. They do not like that, but some people, they like it. So the problem should be a problem is real problem when nobody wants it, irrespective of anyone. And third is nobody can avoid it also. Yes. So now it's upon you. Please name me some of the problems of, maybe some of the real problems which actually fulfills this all three categories or three criterions. Yeah. So now it's upon you now. Please let me know some of the problems of whatever you can think about. Do some brainstorming. Let's do some brainstorming. Subrata Sana is telling depression. Depression, yeah. Depression could be a problem for someone, but depression could not be a problem for someone else. Means it could not be common to all, right? Like for me, I am a monk. For a monk, there is no depression, right? So for me, there is no problem with depression. So this could not be for common to all. COVID-19 is something which had been a problem for all. Now still people are having so much fear, but once they take vaccine, they feel like, oh, now I am king. Now I can fight with any type of COVID, no matter whatever type of variant it comes, right? So, and more often people, they get one wave of COVID, then they get some antibodies and they get immune. So it could not be. Yeah. Avinash is telling introvert. Yeah, it's introvert. Somebody could be introvert. That's correct. But maybe somebody could be introvert, but it's not true that everybody is introvert, right? Somebody could be outspoken as well. They won't get fear while speaking and while presenting, right? So, and you are also now, you could say that like you are now introvert, and tomorrow you could be first class outward, first class outspoken person. Yeah, this happens many times. It has been taking place. Yeah, till now I've not got even a single real problem from all of you. Now still you have the time. Please do some brainstorming and please let me know what could be the real problems of life. Which some Ayush Chatterjee is telling pollution. Pollution, yeah, this is a really problem to all of us. It's common to all. Nobody wants it. Somebody may want pollution also. There are some people, and nobody can avoid it. Yeah. So when it comes to nobody can avoid it, but there it comes that we can avoid pollution. We can avoid pollution. Mental health. Yeah, you are coming closer. Bubun Das is coming closer. So when it comes to health crisis, that's called disease. Disease is the real problem of life. Nobody in this world, in this planet, had ever taken birth who would have told that whole life I never had any disease. No one, practically no one. Yeah. So mental health, of course, means the disease. Yeah, so there are 4 problems of life. 4 problems of life. What are those 4 problems of life? I will let you know. So these are 4 problems of life going to come ahead in front of you. So these are birth, old age, disease, and death. So birth, old age, disease, and death. When we take birth, slowly we get old. When we get old, so many diseases it comes, and ultimately, boom, finish, death. So maybe some of us can say that how could the birth would be a problem? This is Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna tells, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Dosha Anudarshanam, 13th chapter, 8th sloka. Lord Krishna tells that, oh Arjuna, you should understand that these are the 4 real problems of human life. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, and Vyadhi. Birth, old age, disease, and death. So I'm going to show you how birth is a real problem. Just some hours before, I was listening to one lecture given by Indranil Bhaiya. So he was telling so wonderfully. He was telling that how, if we can imagine, like suppose we are having a height of maybe 6 feet or 5 feet, 5 feet 10 inch or something, and we had been packed into a small little cabin of 4 feet, and there we have to, like, we have been locked somehow or other. All the food and everything is being given to us, and we are locked into for not 1 or 2 days but for a whole 9 months, and we are being given food through pipelines, and there are so many dengue mosquitoes biting, different types of insects are there infested into that small little cabin. So what will be our situation? How will we be able to live there for 9 months? And that is the exactly situation for a small little child in the womb of his own mother. A small little child got captured into a small little cavity in the abdomen of his mother, and he suffers horribly. So there is a small little video for all of you to see. So see, for 9 long months, human fetus lies cramped within the darkness of womb, scorched by the mother's gastric fire, jolted by sudden movements in a congested womb. Hungry worms in the abdomen cavity torments the child in this way, right? So let's see this particular video. Hopefully you are able to hear the sound. Yeah, so now you have seen this video. We can see how terrible it is to stay in the womb of mother for 9 months. And sometimes because of so much of pain in the mother's womb, living entities, they becomes restless and it kicks the mother's womb, mother's abdomen in the wall. And mothers become happy. And, oh, my baby is good, right? And you know, in villages and those who are like little bit more knowledgeable ladies, they know this, that in the pregnancy period, mothers are not supposed to take some chili items or some pungent items, because by that child suffers so much, like helplessly child suffers in the abdomen. And thing is that so much of trauma, like that's called a real trauma, when it coming out from a small little orifice, the child is coming out, and such a trauma that it practically get unconscious. And when we get unconscious, then doctors comes and slaps us, bam, then we get little bit of feeling that, oh, somebody is slapping us. So there are a lot of pain involved into birth, a lot of pain, so we can understand. So this is the situation of birth. Only thing is that we forget everything. So if we forget everything, doesn't mean that there is no pain involved there. And who do not worry and who do not get fearful of old age? Everyone practically. So those who are now quite so beautiful, they are so much proud of their beauty. In just a matter of time, they get old like this. Great models, like they have such tight muscles, and they show to the world that how great they are. They all get old. So we want to remain young forever, but very soon we start growing old and our bodies become weak and frail. No one wants to get old. Cosmic industry is flourishing due to fear of this old age. So this is a small little video for all of you to see.
Most people spend their lives wrapped up in rushing to and fro. As time flows quickly by, days, months, and years rush by in the blink of an eye. Yet for some reason, people try to ignore this fact. It is as if they think they will never grow old. Yet the days of youth that they so fondly imagine will never end are really very short. Almost everyone realizes that he will grow old one day. Yet young people always feel that those days are very far off. They refuse to accept that they will one day be old, weak, and helpless. The two young people in this picture are good-looking, with clean and perfect skins and shining teeth. But there is another important detail. These pictures were taken in 1955. When this picture was taken, these two were most probably not giving any thought to the fact that they would one day grow old. Yet some 50 years or more have now gone by, and nothing remains of the youth and beauty in the picture. Time destroys everything. That is a law of the world.
So what we understood from this, that old age is also a big problem of the life, right? And many people, they die even getting old. Somebody say that I will always remain young. Why? Because they say that I'm not going to get old only. So very soon they leave. They get into so many different bad habits. So they live even before, long before getting to old age. So this is actually irony of our life. Many of us, we never understand, like never we think that one day we'll get old. And after old age comes what is called death. Disease, so many diseases, of course, and death. Nobody wants to get disease. Everyone of us, we always want to remain healthy, right? We want always remain healthy. But much against our wish, we encounter various diseases. These are like unmentionable diseases. And then comes death. In Garud Puran, there is mentioning, Kalena sahriyate cha nunam mrityu upasthite deva yoga tada vyadhi kaschid utpadate khaga. Indeed, O Garuda, when the hour of death approaches, then by chance a certain disease raises up its head. So some people they say that, oh, he was good only problem was that he got this disease. He was good only, everything was good, but he died because of this disease. So to cure disease, there are doctors. To cure disease, there are so many medical facilities. Everything is there in the medical science. Everything is there to cure a disease. But doctors fail to cure a disease only once in a day, only once in a life of a person, right? When is that time when doctor fails to cure disease? Can you please tell? Doctors are well known to cure diseases, right? Only once in the life doctors fail to cure disease. When is that time? Enemy of life is time. Last time of life. Yes, Subhajit. Thank you. Death. I started telling last time of life. So that's called death. So death is something which is truth. Nobody can that avoid that death. So that is death. Vaikalyam indriyanam cha balau joranga sang bhavet yugpad vishchaka koti shuka danso bhavedati. The organs grow weak, troubles start showing their powers as if all of a sudden millions of scorpions have stung the person. The pain becomes so much unbearable as if like millions of scorpions. Scorpions means you understand now? That's what we say in Hindi, biche or bichu. So that much of pain it comes when somebody is actually dying. So these are the real problems of life. And doctors cannot do anything. Doctors simply they witness that his patient is dying helplessly. And of course, the same doctor who is treating, he also will die for sure. So apart from four problems, there are threefold miseries we always counter. So there are threefold miseries. The first type of misery is called misery because of our own body and mind. That is always there because of our own body and mind. Like, can you please tell some of the problems of our life that happens because of our own body and mind? Apart from birth, old age, disease, and death, the real problems, there are threefold miseries which is always keep coming sometime or other. So first type of misery is called due to our own body and mind. Second type of problem, second type of misery is due to other living entities. Somebody has stolen our purse. Somebody has some insect has infested in the country, and maybe some another virus has come. So like this. And third type of misery is due to natural disasters. So now I ask all of you, can you please fill this table down? Can you please give some of the examples which can be put into this column? Then my work will be simplified. Yes, due to our own body and mind, what could be the problems? Yes. Now, to all of you, please tell some of the problems which are some of the miseries which is actually begotten because of our own body and mind. Yes. Subrata Sahana is telling addiction. Addiction. Yes, this is correct. We put ourselves into addiction, our own self. Carelessness, that's another also. Yes. So this is miseries. Unhealthy lifestyle. Not getting up early in the morning, not taking baths for so many days, gossiping for hours and hours together, depression. Yes, this is very correct. So all that, everything comes and get liquidated into depression. So depression, so the all things. Yes. Then now let's go to second. Due to other living entities, can you please tell some of the miseries which we get because of other living entities? Living entities means they are live people and they give problem to us. Yeah. Mosquitoes, correct? Mosquito bite. Mosquito bites, and there is malaria, there is dengue, there is PNPC. I don't know what is exactly PNPC. Can you please tell Sunanda Acharji? Coronavirus, because of corona virus, exactly, virus is other living entities. Snake bite, Subrata Sane, snake bite. That's true. That's true. Yes. And now the third is called due to natural disasters. So these all three, Poro Ninda, Poro Chorcha. Yeah. PNPC. Okay. So, okay. Thank you so much. So this is what. So now third is called due to natural disasters. So these all three having a Vedic name also. When the problems come because of our own body and mind, that's called Adhyatmic Klesh. When problem comes because of other living entities, that's called Adi Bhautik Klesh. When it comes because of natural disasters, then that is called Adi Daivik Klesh. So this type of, there are three types of klesh of the misery which always keep coming in our life. So now it's upon you. Can you please name some of the miseries which are coming in our life because of natural disasters? So Puranjay Banerjee has given a big list of the all miseries like cyclone, earthquake, lava blast. Okay, thank you. Okay, some more of our friends can also join writing some of the miseries comes in this category. Yeah. Third one shall I tell? Okay, third one. Yeah, please tell. Please tell. Pandemic. Yeah, pandemic can also be told to be a natural disaster. Of course, it can be termed also in Adi Bhautik Klesha, pandemic. Yes. Yeah, so as I said, there are many. So always we are tormented by these types of problems. Ayush Saturday is telling flood. Yeah, that's true. So there is list of that. So Adhyatmic Klesha, Adi Bhautik Klesha, and Adi Devik Klesha. That's what we have discussed. Misery due to our own body and mind, misery due to our other living entities, that's called Adi Bhautik Klesha. Misery due to natural disasters, that's called Adi Devik Kleshas. So these terminology are very technical. You can remember Adhyatmic means Atmic. Atmic means the body and soul involved. So that's called Adhyatmic. Adi Bhautik. Bhautik means other living entities. That's called Adi Bhautik. The Adi Daivik. Daivik means divinely arranged for all of us to give a lesson. So that's called Adi Daivik Kleshas. So there are three types of misery always keeps coming in our life. So these are all things we have already discussed. Now let's quickly go ahead to the solutions of the problem. Temporary solutions, science, technology, and medicine. Now let's go ahead. What we have through science and technology as answers and solutions to these all problems of life. Science and technology has advanced a lot, right? In medical science, in medical field. Number of hospitals has increased, number of equipments to test different parameters of blood and heart and urine and stool and liver and kidney has increased like anything. People can be, just by taking people's one little bit of blood sample, one can get all that different types of parameters checked in just a matter of few minutes. But do we have our life elongated even 1 year or 2 years by this wonderful medical advancement? No. Even people have a lot of money, those people have a lot of money and had a lot of powerful guts to fight with diseases and every facility they can have in their life, they also they also have become succumb to these problems and they could not do anything. Like we see Muhammad, the person Muhammad Ali, I think you know him. So he used to tell once that I am the greatest person, nobody can defeat me in ring. But when he got old, he got Parkinson disease. Parkinson disease is a disease in which you cannot even hold one cup of tea. So hand keeps always shaking, whole body keeps shaking like this. So he could not even lift a cup of coffee. So we see So many people, they are having different problems in life. So this scientific advancement in our society, can this scientific advancement of our different fields like medical field as well as so many different fields, technological field, can put a full stop to all the sufferings? We see this is irony. This is an irony. The more we get into solutions of these problems through these all things, the problems becomes much more and more. Uh, there was one uh, there was one revolutionist in USA. His name was Martin Luther King Jr. He said that now man can fly like a bird in the sky and swim like a fish underwater in submarine. But only problem is he cannot walk on land like a human being because of pollution. See, we have created so many facilities to do some extra things, but to live a normal human life, we don't have facilities. We have polluted our air in such an extent that we are just inhaling carbon monoxide and carbon dioxide like anything. Some cities like Delhi, Bombay, Calcutta, and industrial cities like Durgapur and all these places, a lot of pollution. People are actually smoking only carbon monoxide, the black, 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 black. No, you see, after maybe some war, if you keep your hand like this, you find your hand is covered with dark black shoots, which is actually nothing but uh, some carbon getting accumulated slowly. So we see so many problems are actually getting created. This is something called plastic, which has got into our life like anything. Let's see what is plastic doing in our life. A plastic diet is everywhere. It doesn't disappear. How? This is a fact. The plastic gets smaller and smaller and gets into our food. It gets into our water. It gets into our breath. And you are probably consuming plastic. Right now, we are actually putting plastic on our nostrils. Yeah. So we find that plastic is everywhere. Nowadays we eat also in plastic bowls. Sometimes we see some people, they eat in plastic bowls. They drink water and hot liquid items into plastic glasses. Everywhere plastic, everywhere plastic. And when they get cancer and these all things, they say, why do I get cancer? And we see without plastic, our life is like, it can go. So much of problems because of putting one problem. We give solution to one problem that creates so many problems. That's called dukkha aushadhi tad api dukkham. So we created a solution to one problem, one dukkha, and that solution created so many problems. Science has invented bombs that can only blast living body into pieces. They cannot create life. These are all temporary solutions. So like we have problems like old age, we have some scientific solution, you use hair dye. You have problem of wrinkles, you use facelift. You have pain, then you use painkillers. But how long? When you are getting suffocation, breathing problem, use oxygen tube, but how long? These are all superficial solutions. So that's we can patch up for some time being, but reality is going to get revealed very soon. So old age, disease, and death. Science and technology cannot stop old age, cannot eradicate disease per se from earth, hardly has understanding of life and death. So now this is the situation that science has of course created so many things to us, given so many things to us. Somebody can say, sir, what you are telling, you are just blasting science. Science has given us mobile phones. Science have given you Zoom. Science have given you laptop out here. That's you are able to speak and we are able to hear. Science have given everything to all of us. So much comfort, so much comfort. How can you say like that? But what is that comfort? This luxuries and comfort by science and technology cannot satisfy the soul. As much as a fish taken out of water cannot be satisfied by any kind of facilities for enjoyment. So we give comfort to our body is being comfortable. We have all wonderful bed, Dunlop pillow bed. If when you go on the bed, then you know practically you go down deep, maybe somewhere around 5 or 6 inch down. No, you have, but you are having mental trauma that you are not able to sleep in Dunlop pillow bed. We are not able to sleep because a lot of mental trauma has come. Our heart is not satisfied. There is no peace. There is no happiness. There is no bliss in life. Why? Because these all material things cannot satisfy ourselves. And we have understood till now in the first session only we understood that we are not this body. And for body to comfort required matter, because body is a matter. But to give comfort and give peace to soul, we required spiritual stuff. We required spiritual connection. We required spiritual food. For body to remain healthy and comfortable, we required, of course, food. But we are not just body. We are not just robot. We have understood. We are not just machine. We are higher being than machine, higher being than just this body. We are spirit souls. And when a spirit soul is not given food, then it simply cries. And outside when it goes, then he goes to different market, different people, they smile, everything is fine, but inside heart is crying. So smiling face, crying heart. It's just like you take out a fish out of water, and you give all comforts. You give burger, cigarette, money, different magazines, you give full 200 Mbps net. But can this fish will be happy outside of water? What you say? What is your consent about this? What is your consent about it? Can this fish would be happy without water giving all different types of comforts? Never. Why? Because this fish doesn't belong to outside air. This fish belongs to water. Its element is water. Similarly, we all are a spirit soul. We are spiritual beings. We are nowadays what we are undergoing. Somebody can say we are human beings, and we are going spiritual sessions. No, we are getting spiritual experience. No, this is correct. This is incorrect. But we are spiritual beings, and now what is our condition? We are getting human experience. We are all spiritual beings, and we are getting human experience. So many miseries, so many problems. In just some sessions before, we discussed that we are not this body, we are soul, and soul is supposed to always remain happy. Soul is supposed to always stay alive. He's not supposed to die. We are not supposed to die, but we are being given a death shock. Why? We are supposed to know everything, but practically we are ignorant. We do not know anything. Whatever is being taught to us after 10 years, that gets over, that gets into dustbin. So what type of knowledge is that? So it's most important for all of us to know, understand, and to understand that what is our real food, by which we can really remain happy. The soul can only be satisfied and happy in spiritual world, because we are spiritual beings. And of course, there is something called a spiritual world, a perfectly different realm out of this place, which is filled with only and only miseries. And that's called spiritual. And these all things will be discussed in more detail in level 2. So this level 1 is just simply very fast track movie for mantra of life session. So I'm not going much more into this. So the wise people are those who has found faith in God. The foolish, they do not have any faith. The wise people are those who lives life according to laws of God. The foolish eat, drink, and be merry philosophy. The wise remembers the temporary nature of this world. The fool forgets the temporary nature of this world and enjoys sinfully, not caring for the future, thinking "Jeene ke hai char din." And after that, few days, few years, they get all different types of disease and they suffer bitterly and they go to hell. So those who are wise follow the regulated life of principles, ultimately attain God, and those who are foolish, they envious each other, lives in ungrateful life and goes to hell. So I'll go quickly ahead, missing some of the slides because these things are already discussed. So see, people in this world, they are busy doing so many things in their life, but not thinking that death, old age is just near to us, you know. So just like, you know, if we have seen in Bengal, there are different slaughterhouses, you know, in front of slaughterhouse you find some goats are somehow bound in a small little wood, and one by one that kasai, what butcher, he takes one of the goat out from there and chops him, boom, finishes. And before that, some goats are busily enjoying what, the green grasses. They are thinking that today is our life is so nice. Today we have so much green grass, and they do not know that next day they are going to die. Next moment they are going to die. So many things we have discussed about problems of life. Then what is the real solution of these problems of life? Yes, there is solution of all that problems of life. That solution is actually the ultimate permanent solution, and that is mentioned in Vedas, and that's called the real transcendental Vedic wisdom going to get revealed to all of us. So this is the two most important thing what we should always think about, ponder about these questions: why am I suffering, and what is the goal of life? Why am I suffering? So far we discussed so many problems. Why we are having sufferings? We suffer the threefold miseries and four real problems because we have violated the God's laws. We have got disconnected from Supreme God, and that is the root cause of all that problem. Why we are suffering? This is the first and foremost thing to understand, that in Srimad Bhagavatam it is told, Janasya Krishnad Vimukhasya Daivat Adharmashilasya Sudukhitasya Adharmashilasya Sudukhitasya. The people in general has become devoid of connection of Supreme God. That's why they are doing so many sinful activities, and because they are doing sinful activities, because we are doing sinful activities, so sinful activity gives a lot of problems, So this is the real cause of all that problem. So diagnosis is got over. Like if you go to doctor, then first they will write, do CBC, do chest PA view, and do these all things. And then you come to me. So do some diagnosis, then you come to me. I'll tell you the what is exactly the medicine. So what is disease of all of us? That we had got disconnected with Supreme God. If you are connected, that's good. But the majority of people, those are disconnected, and they're having hard time in this world. Dukkhalem ashashvatam. And we are getting so many different types of solutions, but nothing is working. So what is spiritual and what is the ultimate solution? Is, again, we can get united with Supreme God. So these are a few slides that shows that what happens at the time of death. So at the time of death, whatever person remembers at the time of death, he gets the body in the next life. So on what basis the soul gets awarded the next life? According to his own karma. Whatever types of sinful or good past activity one does, he gets good and bad karmas. Right? So on what basis the soul awards the next body? According to karmana daiva nittirana. Whatever our desire we had, whatever good and bad karma we had done in our life, so accordingly we get our next body. That's called law of karma. As you sow, so shall you reap. जैसा हम बीज बोएंगे वैसा ही फल हमें मिलेगा. So this is the law of karma. But is there any way out of this karma? Is there any way out? So that we are going to discuss. So of course we have two types of karmas here. One is called instant karma, and there is delayed karma. Instant karma means you do the bad activities and immediately you get boom reaction. instant karma. Like you have some fighting with your friend, you give one slap and he gives you a slap back immediately, boom. We do cigarette, now we do smoking, then automatically after few years you get you will get lungs problem. And there are some karmas which comes after some years, maybe after some lifetimes. So there is a very scientific understanding and scientific understanding of how this karma works. So there are different bijam, kutam, phalodmukham. So like this, we shall discuss in further since a lot more to learn. So, but time is less. So law of karma is, if you go to good habits, then we get good results. If we go to bad habits, then we get bad results. So now this is 4 pillars of sinful life. But before that, I discuss 4 pillars of sinful life. I would like to discuss very quickly, ultimately, till now we understood that what way we can connect with Supreme God, and that is the real solution of the problems of life. And this karma, because of this karma we are suffering, this karma's effect can also be burned to ashes by connection with Supreme God. And the first and foremost way of connecting with Supreme God in this age of Kali Yuga is by chanting the names of Supreme God, or chanting the names of Lord Hari, who is none other than Supreme God. So you can have so many questions now, because many times Krishna is showed to all of us as Supreme God. So you can have the question that why Krishna is God? Why not some other God? Why his name? What is the efficacy and what is the power of the simple name which is made by some words like Ra, Ma, Ka, Na, like this? So these all things will be discussed in Mantra Life level 2, which is much more enlightening and much more thrilling experience, in which you will find the practical application of all that what we have discussed in more elaborate way. So now I'm going to conclude today's session with a small little solution, discussing the practical solution part. If you really want to go ahead to know what is the practical solution part of all the problems of life, then please let me know by writing in the chat box, ready. Then I'll go ahead. Yes. So if you really want to know the solution, the ultimate solution of all the problems of life, yeah, Avinash is telling yes, I want to know. Sunanda is saying ready. Okay, thanks so much. So that is nothing but chanting of the holy name of Lord Hari. So there is unlimited glories of chanting the names of Lord Hari. There is Padma Puran tells that Namno hiyavati shakti pap nirharne hare tavat kartum na shaknoti patakam patkineraha. It can burn away all that reactions of bad sinful activities in just a matter of second. So matter of just uttering one name of Lord Hari. So why not to have a try upon it? Okay. So today we are going to chant this prayer, and this chant mantra is called Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And when it comes mantra, means this word mantra is made by 2 words, man plus tra. Man means mind and tra means which delivers our mind. So mantra is something which delivers our mind. It takes our mind out from all different types of problems in our life at first hand. And then there are further more effects out of it. Effects are like, unlimited effects, but there is less time. We are quickly going ahead to practically apply chanting this holy name in our life now. So I'm going to share with you all different slides. So here, hopefully you are able to see. Yeah. So this is the PPT in which there is mentioning of this Mahamantra. Everybody able to see, hopefully. So this is called Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. This is a Vedic mantra mentioned in Upanishad, in the Shruti section of Vedas, and this is mentioned specifically in specifically in Brahma Vaivarta Puran, as well as Kalu Shantarana Upanishad. Kalu Shantarana Upanishad, it tells this exact Mahamantra, and after that it goes ahead. He tells, Iti Sodasaka Nam Nam Kali Kalmash Nasanam Nato Paratara Upaya Sarva Vede Shudrishyate. It's a simple Sanskrit. Don't get confused. It's mean Iti Sodasakam Nam Nam. This 16 word name. You can count here. There are all total 16 words. Here, my laser pointer. 16 words. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That's 16. Iti Sodasak Namnam. Sodasak means 16. Nam Nam. Kali Kalmash Nashanam. It can vanquish all that problem of this age of Kali. Kali Yuga is filled with problems. Nobody has to get nobody need to get a course upon to know that how much problems are there in this age of Kali Yuga. So many problems, so many problems. So Kali Kalmas, all the problems will go away by taking this name. So how you can say so many problems, so many people will suffering, and if I will take this name, then I will be aloof from this problem? Yes, it can work individually as well as collectively, both way. If a whole society takes the name, then it can work for the whole society, and if somebody takes his own name, he will get the problem. Means even though the whole world is burning in fire, if he takes this holy name, he will be aloof from the problems of life. So I can challenge you. You can try it. So we are going to chant today 20 times this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Okay? So hope all of you are there with me. If you are there with me, then please let me know by writing the chat box TWY there with you. Then we shall go ahead, proceeding ahead, chanting this holy name. Yeah. So hopefully all of you are ready. Yes. So I will speak. You can also speak. You can unmute yourself and then speak, right? So we'll chant 20 times, and make sure that when you chant, please hear what you speak. Please hear what you speak. It's a very simple chant, and I am going to chant this mantra ahead. This is a mantra. It's like initiator mantra of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Once we will chant this, and after that we'll chant the Mahamantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, so now let's count 20 times Hare Krishna Mahamantra. All of you can chant. You can unmute yourself also if possible. You can unmute your video too if you have stable net. Let's go ahead. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare. Okay, so I just finished my chanting 20 rounds. I think I chanted even more than that. So, this is very wonderful process. You can apply in your life. I can challenge you, if you put some 10 minutes or 15 minutes every day in your schedule chanting this Mahamantra, then after 1 month, if you talk with me, I can be 100 200% sure that your realizations will be quite great in your life. You will have so many wonderful positive changes in your life that you will be very much happy to share with me. So it's very wonderful process. It's not just some some what we say, some type of trick or some type of here or there process. It's very authentic process, and lakhs of people had applied in their life throughout the whole world, into different races, different continent, and they are getting benefit out of it. They are making their life happy, blissful, and they are able to understand their eternal nature. And of course, all their problems, the only one solution, that's called chanting of holy name of Lord Hari. That's called Ram Ban. One solution to all the problems. You get over BDD, birth, old age, disease, and death. So by this process, so now I'm going to share with you all today's quiz, and you can quickly go ahead with that. And also, we have some little announcement with all of you. So please bear with me for some few minutes. Here it go, your quiz. Yeah. Okay, sorry. This one somewhere else. Okay. So this is your quiz. I request all of you, please fill this quiz up quickly. And Mantra of Life level 2. How many of you feel to have Mantra of Life level 2 here? If you want to have, then please let me know by writing in the chat box. Then we shall go ahead for Mantra of Life session from next week onwards. All that information will be, subsequent informations will be shared to you, and certification session of this particular Mantra of Life level 1 will be taking place on Thursday, this coming Thursday. Okay, so we can have certification session after that. If you like to join for Mantra of Life level 2 session, so you are welcome. So thank you so much, all of you. Once again, Hare Krishna. So all that questions, whatever, if we have all the questions, everything, please be free to comment in the WhatsApp group. So in the WhatsApp group, what you have, Mantra of Life English, there you can write whatever takeaway points also, if you have, then you can also write. So if you have any question, anything to ask, you can also write. I'm going to open this group for next 1 hour at least. Yes. So there you go. Okay. So thank you so much, friends. See you most probably on Thursday. Hare Krishna.